Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. My name is Chester and today I'm going to be walking you through the BTC chart coming through here. We're going to be starting off on the short-term time frame here for Bitcoin. Then we're going to be moving across to the midterm. Once we've done the midterm, guys, we're going to be hitting up the long-term. I'm going to smash through it today, try and get as much information crammed into this 10-minute video as possible. Right, starting off here on the short-term time frame, guys. As you can see, we did have a symmetrical triangle chart pattern that we were looking for a lovely trade for yesterday coming through. Unfortunately, we did see a smash to the downside. Very, very aggressive dump to the downside pretty much last night there for Bitcoin here, UK time. Unfortunately, we didn't get the candle body close entry that we were looking for. So no, unfortunately, we didn't make that 1.8% trade coming down there. And now that chart pattern essentially is invalid because it has essentially played out, right? So we are going to be getting rid of that, and we are going to be drawing in some new attractive chart patterns to be looking out for today, guys. And in terms of a new trade that we could be looking for in terms of scalping. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this is going to plan out, though. But yeah, so as you can see, straight off the bat, we do obviously have this downward sloping resistance line coming from the top side, right? As you can see, heavy points of resistance coming through from these zones. Very, 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 well, it's been happening a lot, right? Now, where are we now? We're actually seeing humongous amounts of buying pressure coming through for Bitcoin, which is obviously very, very good indeed. And this basically shows us that we are looking for a breakout scenario to the upside. Could be very, very profitable, guys. I'm talking money. Cold hard cash in your mouth. Very good stuff coming through. We have got another trend line to the lower side here, which is what you can see here. We do also have a divergence, which we are going to go into as well. Now, we do have that trend line to the lower side here. Obviously, this is the level of support that we are looking for. Now, this is creating a falling wedge, guys. Falling wedges, they tend to usually break to the upside. So, in terms of a measure move, what we're looking for here for a lovely trade on this fine Monday morning, it is going to be something along the lines of this, right? It's not going to be the biggest thing in the world, but it's still going to be money. It's still going to be profit. It's still going to be cold, hard cash. That's why we're here. We're here to make money. 3.22% on the table to be taken today. Looking for a really nice strong candle body close above this sort of area. Didn't quite get in as of yet, just because we do have very, very key Fibonacci retracement areas here on the longer term time frames, which we are going to be going into in a second there. And as you can see, we will get onto that very, very shortly indeed. But yeah, as you can see, this is the area that we are looking for in terms of a nice long position. Could be very profitable. Ideally, probably looking for a pullback here, then a retest, then another break of this trap zone that we got coming through here in terms of this filthy, filthy wicky area. If we are going to be breaking to the downside, guys, then this is what I'm going to be looking for in terms of a measure move to the downside. I wouldn't say we probably are at this point in time, or probably not today, unless we see insane dumps to the downside. But you can see we're at the top side of that chart pattern at this point in time. In terms of what we're looking for the RSI, it's quite interesting to see how this is actually playing out, because you can see we've actually broken a very strong trend line coming through for the RSI, and this is obviously very, very interesting, right? Very interesting. We're nearly at that the overbought sort of scenario there. Not quite there as of yet, but we are nearly at the overbought scenario there. So when that does happen, we're probably going to see some sort of sell-off coming through there. But what I would expect now is probably a bit of sideways action in terms of the top side of this falling wedge chart pattern there. Some sideways action, bringing the RSI down, potentially coming down and bouncing off this trend line, and then looking for another leg up to the upside from there. In terms of what we're looking for here on the MACD, we do have quite a strong bullish divergence coming through on the MACD. As you can see here, we've got a low here, we've got a low here, and then a lower low being broken there, but not quite there in terms of the trend, right? So so that basically shows us that there is bullish momentum to the upside. So that is probably why we are seeing quite a lot of upwards pump to the upside right now. So it's definitely something to be looking out for today, to see how that is going to play out. We haven't seen any sort of fizzle off in terms of the buying strength right now, in terms of the trend here for the MACD, the macadamia nut here for Bitcoin. So it's going to be very interesting to see when this does start to die off. We're probably going to see us getting ever so close to a bearish crossover there, and that's when we are going to see a trend reversal coming through. But yeah, that's what I would say about Bitcoin here on the short-term time frame. Just checking back to the volume, because obviously now we're looking for a breakout scenario here, guys, in terms of this falling wedge. We need to be looking at the volume here. We do have quite a strong trend to the downside here with volume right now. So if we are looking for a big breakout to the upside, we are going to see a massive, massive spike in the volume. That's going to be another confirmation that we are looking for there. So that's another thing to be looking out for there. Let's jump to some moving averages, right, guys? Because we're above all major moving averages right now, apart from the 200 EMA, above the 21, the 10 simple, the price action channel, and also the 55 EMA as well there, guys. We're above all them, which obviously shows mass levels of support, which is very, very bullish for a long signal, which what we are looking for right now. We haven't quite cleared the 200 EMA as of yet, and this is a very skeptical sort of area to be trading. We want to ideally be above this in a long and use it as support, because you can see we do get rejected off it fairly aggressively, right? Really, really big rejections off that. So we do want to get a nice candle body close above it. around 39,385. If we do get in before that, guys, for some sort of reason, then I would probably be looking for using it as a take profit, right? But as you can see here, even getting in before this, before we get a candle body close above this wick, it's going to be quite a scarce area. So I really do want a candle body close above 39,379 there. Moving on to the longer term time frame there for BTC, and obviously staggering those take profits up as we go there, guys. Obviously, nothing I say is financial advice. It's just educational purposes only, guys. We're not I'm not here to give you trades or any of that good stuff. As you can see here, we do have a descending triangle, guys, usually a bearish chart pattern coming through here on the longer term time frame for Bitcoin. There is breakout scenarios to the upside and to the downside, which we can be looking out for. I'm not going to go into too much detail of them, but these are the measure moves that we can be looking for. This is obviously the one to the upside going on the most recent uptrend, still speculatively speaking on where we're going to break along this trend line. And then also to the downside as well, this is what we're going to be looking for as well. Nothing too crazy as of yet because we haven't really had the confirmation of any sort of break yet. And obviously staggering those take profits as we go down. We've got 11% to the downside and also to the upside here. We could be looking at around 12.3% in terms of a nice trade coming through there, guys. There's definitely something to be looking out for there for the future. In terms of Fibonacci retracements right now, obviously we've got a swing high and we've got a swing low coming through from here. You can see we are currently sat below a very, very crucial 0.382 Fibonacci retracement line. I do want to see us get above that, around 39,433. If we are going to be using that as a reference for a lovely long position here, you can see it's pretty much bang on going to be our entry point for this long position out of this falling wedge chart pattern. So ideally, we want to see a 4-hour candle close above this Fibonacci retracement before really jumping into that long position there. It's going to be another point of reference to be looking out for there. Overall, still in a micro downtrend here on the 4-hour. But not looking too bad. If we do clear the 0.382 and we do get a nice long for BTC on the short-term time frame, then it's going to be bringing us up to that 0.5, that 50% area on the Fibonacci retracement, which obviously means that reversal is coming through that in terms of a new trend. A new trend, if we cross that 0.5% mark, it's the confirmation for a new trend, and it's going to be an uptrend, which is obviously very, very positive as well indeed. Now, let's bring up some moving averages coming through on the midterm time frame. As you can see, we do have quite a few checkpoints to get over. Not looking quite as good as the short-term time frame here, but if we do clear the 0.382 and the 55, you can see we've actually got quite a nice gap between the 55 and the 200 EMA there. So that's obviously a nice bit of breathing room for a nice big pump to the upside throughout our long position coming through there. In terms of the RSI, pretty central coming through for BTC here. Pretty central coming through here for BTC. So it basically says that we've got enough space to really moon here. We've got enough space for a bit of movement. I would say we've got a very strong trend line coming down from here. As you can see, we've got a high, we've got a lower high. So if we do have a big pump, expect some sort of reversal coming through around the 62 sort of area there, guys. That's sort of what I would be looking for there for BTC. If we do see a big pump, definitely rejection coming through. In terms of referencing the live price for that, it's probably going to be lining up fairly famously with the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement there. So yeah, definitely look out for that, guys. Let's look at the directional movement index now and see what's going on there, because this obviously determines where the trend's going and how strong the trend is going to be. You can see the ADX, guys. The ADX is still miles down. We're looking for the really key areas in terms of strength performance here, and that's the 20 and the 25. We can get above the 20, above the 25. When we're above the 25, we do start trending really quite aggressively. So at this point in time, we've really sat around 15. So yeah, it's not really any really strong trends coming through. And we are currently on a bearish trend at this point in time. You can see with the pumps that we're having, we are seeing these the positive and the negative actually get closer for that bullish crossover. So when that does happen, ideally we want the ADX to be somewhere around this sort of area or even a bit higher. If that is going to happen, then that is the confirmation that we're looking for a very nice strong uptrend coming through there, guys. So yeah, definitely a few things to be looking out for there on the directional movement index. Might not see a crossover today. Probably might be looking at around 18 hours or so. But yeah, just have a look at that ADX and see what that is. Moving on to the longer term time frame here for BTC, quite interesting stuff coming through as well, because obviously we do have a rising wedge chart pattern, guys. Rising wedges, they tend to usually break to the downside. So we do have a measure move coming through around 16.63% on the table. VPVR, volume profile visible range, very dominant in this area. Very dominant in this area. If we can get a candle body close above the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement here, then it is looking very bullish, guys. Very bullish indeed, because this is obviously going to be acting as a lovely level of support coming through from here. We're going to have the Fibonacci retracement as a level of support support as well. And also, we're going to be coming up to challenge the 55. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting area for the next few days here for BTC if we can get a candle body close above the Fibonacci retracement on the 0.236 and above this massive area here for volume on the VPVR. Interesting stuff coming through there. If we can get a candle body close above the 55 moving average there, then we would be looking at a lot more bullish momentum to the upside from there. That's going to be it from me in terms of the BTC update video today, guys. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Smash that like button. Does help me out tremendously in terms of the YouTube algorithms. I need a little bit of a helping hand out here. To appreciate you coming through. And if you are new to the channel, guys, be sure to join the community. It's popping off on there. We're always chatting about crypto every single goddamn day. But yeah, thank you ever so much for tuning in. But for now, it's going to be peace out and goodbye from me, Crypto Chester.